Even though Rockefeller is, like you said, the black sheep of the Rockefeller family, he knows he's a Rockefeller.
Yeah. And I'm going in the president's office. I'm going to go in the president's office. And then I remember Bud says, I said to Mr. Rockefeller, I said, Mr. Rockefeller, I don't think it works like that. I don't care. I'm going in there and I'm going to tell the president, I'm going to get this thing disclosed. And so when Clinton wins, he immediately makes his move. And because he's a Rockefeller and because he's a big campaign contributor to the Democratic Party, they've got to deal with this guy. And this is where I get in this thing the president doesn't know. Rockefeller never deals with the president, ever. He never gets to the president. He gets cut off at the pass with the office of the Jack Gibbons, who is his science advisor.
And hold on, just to clarify, you're suggesting that is a strategy for this idea of plausible deniability. Don't get too close to the president. So the president, in this case, Clinton, has a very intense interest in the topic, but he knows that because he's schooled by people around him that we'll get you the information you need, but you need to have a little bit of a distance, a little bit of plausible deniability with this guy. So that's how this thing is then orchestrated and plays out. So please continue.
There's a scientist, Ron Pandolfi, who I often reference, who was the top scientist in the CIA. And he was supposed to run the weird desk, all the paranormal phenomena, UFOs, which is interesting because in the CIA, it's called phenomenology. It's not called UFOs. It's called phenomenology, which is what I say now. It's all the same thing. It's all connected. If you know how it all fits together, it's the same thing. So he's the head of the phenomenology department in handling the UFO files. And his words are, the president can't be a player. He basically, and that's what it comes down to, is that if the president has all information, we don't need to be playing with answering questions, people. It's like Bill Clinton described it to Rockefeller when he was at the ranch. He said, this story is like the tar baby. You touch the tar baby, you get stuck to it, then you try to get away from it, and all you do is get more tangled into it. Only Hillary Clinton sits down at the briefing, and at that point, she says to him in the next morning, according to what Whitley Strieber reporter said, Hillary says to him, now we've listened to you, don't ever bring up the subject again.